Guess what I went to see, guys? Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm the bastard that went to see this in the theater. Because I had to, bro. As soon as I saw the title and I heard about it, I had to. I didn't have a choice. I had to go, bro. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, bro. The next cinematic masterpiece. 10 out of 10 would watch again. The many complex layers and nuances of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey are not to be underestimated by the mortal man. Us layfolk cannot even begin to comprehend this motion picture, this achievement in film. Oh, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I said a theater that held about 90 people was about halfway filled. Believe it or not. That's what happens when you're the only showing for the fucking movie. There was only one showing for this. I had to go. I had to leave work early so I could go to this. Or else I wasn't gonna make it. And there were no previews either. Like, if I didn't, if I showed up, 1 minute late, I would have missed it. I would have started missing this shit, bro. It was really just an in-and-out thing, man. They just wanted us crazy Winnie the Pooh and Piglet fanatics to get in and out. Oh, God, dude. I just exposed the fact I have bad taste. It's okay. The theater was actually into this. Before I rip on it and call it trash, which duh. I mean, duh. But us in the theater, the theater actually had a decent time with it. We got some laughs, some people talking and laughing at it. It was a fun theater going experience. And some of the reaction, some of the things in the movie, I got cheers from the audiences. The audience actually enhanced this movie for me. If I had watched this alone on a Saturday night, I'd probably be giving it a worse review than I actually am. But because I enjoyed the experience in the theater of being I went by myself, of course. I'm not bruh, I'm not taking a Chloe to see fucking Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's just not happening. I'm not taking a serious date to go fucking see this shit. So I went by myself, and it was mixed ages, surprisingly. You'd think this would be a kind of a younger crowd, just kind of people like me that are just fucking here to watch. People that probably unironically like Winnie the Pooh in general were probably there. Probably Winnie the Pooh extremists, bro. Oh, God. All right, let's actually start talking about the movie. Now, as usual, I'm going to do a spoiler-free section first, and then I will proceed into spoilers. Obviously, I don't think this is going to be a fucking hour-and-a-half dissertation, because do you think, what the fuck you think happens in this movie, bro? You think there's a lot of complex plot in this movie? No, not really. No. The spoiler-free section, we'll start with the fact that the very first thing you have to say about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is, why so serious, bro? That's the one I'm going to title this video. Why so serious? This movie took itself extremely, extremely seriously. And, I didn't think that's the direction they were going to go. I thought they were going to take this in a Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Attack of the Killer Donuts, fucking Slacks kind of direction, where it's they're going to fucking have an extreme amount of fun with the amount of camp factor that was actually here. A Megan, but even more extreme than that. Just have some fun. It's what are you really expecting when you go in to see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? Are you really expecting a Godfather level production? No, not really. So I thought they were just gonna go off the walls and have fun with the concept, but they actually fucking made a fucking serious thing. They actually gave this their best shot. They took the director took this project seriously, and they made a serious movie here. Now, again, serious movie as in the tone is serious. Obviously, I bet the filming of this movie was a fucking barrel of laughs, and I bet everybody had a fucking great time filming this shit. And I'm sure it was I'm sure this was just a fucking, obviously it's a joke. It's obviously a joke. But, like, the tone of the movie is serious. And the movie takes itself seriously. And then you hear a bunch of stories about how, like, this guy's gonna do Bambi, he's gonna do Peter Pan, he's gonna do a sequel to this where I'm sure we'll see Tinker. But, like, this guy seems to want to do some child horror cinematic universe or something, and I am all down for that. If we can get a crossover with the Pooh and Piglet and like Peter Pan and all this shit, like we can get all these people crossing over in the year like 2030 or something. Get Mickey Mouse in there too when he hits public domain. When like we can get like this huge Avengers Endgame type slasher movie with all of these fucking children's icons being fucking portrayed as like, well, the shit in this movie. I think that'd be really fucking funny and really good. And I just think it'd be a joke and a good time, man. I really hope that they go forward with like an interconnected series of movies like this. But yeah, again, beside the point, not really talking about the movie. The acting in this is horrible. As like, I mean, what the fuck do you expect, brother? Like what? Like, I mean, if you're paying for this movie, you sit down and you know half this shit. Like, what do you guys want me to say? The plot was shit. Yeah, absolutely. The acting was shit. Absolutely. Nothing made sense. Absolutely. It was terrible. Bad. Like, well, like, what do you want me to do? Shit on it? Like, what? You want me to seriously take time to complain about the lack of character development in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey? No, none of the women had character in this movie. No, yeah, really, no fucking shit, buddy. There's only one thing that mattered in this movie, and it was the kills. It's just like you gotta treat this like a Friday the 13th. There's nothing that really matters except the kills. But it's not even that either, because like I said, this movie takes itself seriously. So that means it's not as fun as like a Friday the 13th Part 3 or the typical 80s slasher movies that kind of have fun, and like the Halloween 4s. I mean, Halloween 4 took itself seriously too, but it lost a bit of fun points because they went in this serious business type direction with the movie. Pooh and Piglet are portrayed seriously. Christopher Robin's portrayed seriously. There's no butt of the joke. Like, there's no, like, the joke is the concept itself, which this movie's tone can't outrun. This movie can't outrun its fucking concept, which is it's Winnie the Pooh and Piglet fucking killing people, bro. And there's a limit to how serious you can take that. There's a limit to the serious factor you can get. Like this, you cannot get invested in this movie's tone fully, because at the end of the day, look at it. At the end of the day, look at it. Look at your screen right now. Look at it. So, there's three. Christopher Robin is, he should have been in this a little more. TBH, it's probably, I don't know if that's spoilers or not. It's not specifics. Pooh and Piglet, I mean, they have some good kills in this. This movie has, honestly, astonishing practical effects. Like, I don't think there was computer generation. If there wasn't a lot of it. Surprising amount of depth in the practical effects, as well as like some of the things I've heard about this movie already is like there's no movement in the mask, and for about 90% it's generally true. But there's some little stuff, you know. Pooh's ears from time to time, they'll flicker when he hears a noise. Piglet, I think Piglet's the one that really doesn't move. He just kind of, his mouth just kind of opens. But on Pooh, there's some movement in the ears and the mouth a little bit. Sometimes he'll have a subtle change to his facial expression here and there. But there's not a lot. I can certainly see why people definitely wanted more than what was that. And like, because these masks can be like so like restrictive, it's hard to like feel like they're Pooh and Piglet. Like, that's something else I've heard some people say. Like it's hard to feel like it's Pooh and Piglet, especially with Pooh's outfit. He looks like a woodsman type of thing. Piglet, it was a little bit easier, but with Pooh, he just looks like some fat ass inside of a hunter outfit, just fucking running around killing people. You know, he's got a bear mask and shit. Like, that's what I mean, I think towards the end of the movie, I think at the end of the movie, you kind of get that, you kind of get that sense a little bit more, and I think that's because there's a little bit with Christopher Robin. I think the Pooh's strongest scenes in this movie were when he was interacting with Christopher Robin, and we'll talk about why when we get into spoilers. But like because like they actually tried to like give characterization to Pooh. Piglet not so much. Piglet got kind of left out to dry a little bit. But Pooh, they actually tried to do a little thing and actually characterize him, which I thought was interesting. Because I didn't think we were gonna get any of that. I just thought but they did attempt to kind of do it a little bit. Was it successful? No, like of course not. I'm just telling you what they attempted to do. What else? The ending is rushed, so don't expect anything fantastic there. There's some inconsistencies with Pooh regarding his strength. And again, we'll get all this when it comes to spoilers. But there are some inconsistencies and things that don't make sense here and there. And just like you can't really think about it too much, man. It's fucking Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, and they're running around killing people. Like that's it. If that's all you are looking for, you're not gonna be disappointed. Are you gonna turn on this movie and then complain that you had a bad time with it? Like, you turned it on, bro. I don't know what else you were expecting, asshole. But it's like, it might, some people, like, if there's anything you can get accused this movie of being, is that it's a little bit, like, people, I could see this, people finding it more boring than its premise would let on, because it takes itself seriously, it doesn't have as much fun with it as you could, and while you'll get some chuckles here and there, sometimes Pooh will just look really derpy or something, or sometimes Piglet will look derpy, like overall, the laughs, they're not as there as they thought that they were, and it only kind of succeeds at the end with the immersion, just kind of at the end, as soon as the movie like kind of starts to get its immersion factor down, it falls on its face. But again, for a first time, I was impressed with what I saw here. And another thing that I think is being criminally underlooked here is this movie actually had a fucking surprisingly good soundtrack. The soundtrack and lighting, like there was some honestly better filmmaking than this movie honestly deserved. Like, again, it's not groundbreaking stuff. Like, there's just some, like, Pooh standing in the fire looks really good. There's just some lighting choices that just kind of get you in the aesthetic of what they're going for. The soundtrack kind of has some clips where you'll go, that's actually a decent soundtrack. It's not nothing groundbreaking or good. It's just, like, it's better than what you think you'd be getting out of this movie. So, like, overall, to end the spoiler-free section, if you're going to this movie looking for something to, like, get drunk to, it's not that. And that could be a mood that could absolutely kill the movie for you. Because, like, that might, like, 9 people out of 10 were definitely probably thinking that's what this movie was going to be. And, like, for their first time, they kind of showed you their cards a little bit about what they're kind of doing with this shit. So, like, the next one, when they put out the next, whatever movie's next in this franchise, either it be the sequel or the Tinkerbell or whatever, I'm kind of going to go in expecting something a little bit more like this. I thought it was daring to kind of attempt to do something serious. Like, again, is it good? No, of course not. And they definitely should have played the safer approach of being funny. But they actually dared to kind of do something more serious, and you gotta have to commend the balls on that. But it's to say it's good. No, it's definitely not. It's definitely a horrendous pile of shit overall. And but again, keep an eye on the guy who did the soundtrack. Maybe he'll go on to do better things. And then the director has talent. I think so. Just like the shots and the cinematography and. Just again, better filmmaking than this deserved. Overall, it's a bad movie. What the fuck do you expect? All right. So spoilers for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey in 3, 2, 1. Spoiler section. Let's go. So Christopher Robin. It opens with this cartoon narration about like what happened. Like Christopher Robin plays with Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Owlie, Harry, and all the Frollo's friends, right? Eeyore. And then he leaves for college and then leaves them to fend for themselves. Okay, well then they say that there's this brutal winter and that basically on the brink of starvation, Pooh kind of banded together. and like they decided they had to kill and eat Eeyore in order to survive. I guess that implies maybe Eeyore was on his last leg or not gonna make it or about to die anyway or something. But they decided they had to kill and eat Eeyore to survive. Now, like when I was watching when you're watching trailers and stuff, it's kind of implied that, like, killing Eeyore and eating him was a sadistic thing, but it's actually not. Like, they feel bad for what they had to do to Eeyore. Like, the fact that they've killed Eeyore and ate him is what set them off on this path. Like that horrible winter, forcing them to kill and eat their friend, their presumably dying friend, in order to survive is what kind of set Pooh and Piglet, or the only two in this movie. I'm sure we'll get more, especially like Tigger as the series progresses. But like, that's what sets them on this path of being feral and wild and shit. Okay, so that's the opening. Christopher Robin then is coming back with his fiance to the 100-acre woods after the I guess after he graduates, and they're about to get married. Blah blah blah. There's a bunch of useless shit that happens, and then basically, the first kill of the movie happens when Piglet comes and strangles his fiancée to death, and then the two of them end up kidnapping Christopher Robin. Okay? The moments when this movie is at its best are when Piglet and Pooh are working together to kill, which doesn't happen very much, but like that's when the movie's at its best. When Piglet and Pooh are on screen together, or when the actual Winnie the Pooh characters are on screen together. When Winnie the Pooh, Christopher Robinson, and Piglet are on the screen together, that's when the movie's at its most interesting. Okay? Because but then we meet the bitches of the movie, all the women in this movie who don't do jack fucking shit. They're there to get slaughtered, and that's it. Like, what do you expect, guys? Like again, it's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I could tell you about, but I could tell you specifics, but I mean, none of them stick out. There's literally only two that I remember. There is one chick who is a babe, a total babe. She's hot as fuck. And I remember her, and her death is insane. And then there's the main one, who is at therapy, and that's the one you know the most about. And it's revealed that she had, like, a stalker or something, and like, the therapist's genius solution to the idea of having a stalker is to go seclude yourself in the middle of absolutely fucking nowhere. They said that the stalker is, like, caught or something, but then once Winnie the Pooh and Piglet show up, it's like they think it's the stalker at first. So I was very confused on that whole thing. But it's like, if the stalker is out, then why the fuck do you go on vacation in the middle of nowhere? Like, I mean, I get going on in, like, a cabin in the woods, and there's this place called Hocking Hills I've been to before. It's actually really nice. So, like, I get, like, the whole wanting to get out. I don't think they needed the therapist thing or the stalker thing at all, especially with the level of characters development you're going for here. Just have them be sorority sluts that fucking want to go on vacation and have sex. Like, we know what we're getting in this fucking movie, bro. You don't need to, like, make it deep. Like, this isn't deep. Don't fucking lie to me. I'm here to watch Piglet smash things with a hammer. I'm here to watch Pooh Bear stab bitches. That's what I'm here for. So just give me the bitches. Don't make it deep. They want to go have sex and party. I get it. That's all we really needed here. But anyway, but again, they try to make it deeper than it really is, and I guess, like, they're traveling separate or something, and then we get our first kill of the movie that's from Pooh by himself. Like, Piglet had the first kill. Pooh's first kill then comes when he sees their friend, like on the phone or something, and then, like, she looks in the distance and he's just kind of standing there, and then he runs at her and goes, he makes kind of a bunch of animal noises, and then, like, he chases her into, I guess, what's their hideout, because she conveniently just goes right in there, and then he, like, grabs her and chucks her in this fucking wood chipper. And it's, I think there was a little bit of CG there with the blood and the wood chipper, but he throws her, well, it looks like a wood chipper, and like, she's getting, like, he throws her in there. I can't remember if it's the head down or the legs down, but, like, he throws her in the wood chipper, and she's getting all cut up, and then, like, there you go. So that's the kind of movie that we're in for here. And again, if I forget anything, don't fucking sue me. I mean, I watched this movie once, bro. So basically, the next thing that happens is they've abducted Christopher Robin. You have a scene where Christopher Robin talks to Pooh, and you get this, like, first-person flashback from Pooh. This is where they try to add character to him. Like, Christopher Robin saying, "I'll never leave you guys," blah, 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 blah. Like, this basically happened because they hate humans because Christopher Robin abandoned them before they were ready and kind of forced them into this kind of situation in their eyes. Now, obviously, what was Christopher Robin supposed to do? Like, they say that they're kind of, like, all Pooh and his friends are kind of like deformed animals. Presumably, evolution would have killed them off a long time ago if Christopher Robin hadn't helped them survive until, like, adulthood. Like, Christopher Robin nurtured them to adulthood. So evolution, they say they're deformities, so that's what this implies. Again, this is going way too deep. But, you know, you get this flashback, and Christopher Robin's trying to, like, tell Pooh, like, this isn't you, I remember you. Like, again, they're playing this extremely seriously. Like, Christopher Robin is, like, a torture victim, and then Pooh has this Leatherface, like, scene. Like, it's very clear that the person who played Pooh gave a fuck. Which I found really interesting. Like, Piglet was a little bit more generic because he had less characterization. But the guy who played Pooh gave a fuck. I can tell he watched a Friday the 13th movie or two. I think he watched a Halloween movie or two. I think he watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He wanted to, like, get some subtle little mannerisms down from these other characters. And I think he does that in some situations. And this is one of them, where he takes, well, like, Christopher Robin saying he's not him, and then he trashes this, like, scene. He trashes the room and throws shit everywhere, and then he, like, holds his head. It reminds you of Leatherface. Like, Pooh's actor, honestly, did way too good of a job with the material he was given. It's actually crazy. When you again, this movie's not good. I gotta stress that, but it's like, when you're looking for little nuances in the performance, this guy actually, like, gave them to you. He then takes, like, Christopher Robin's all tied up, he's shirtless and tied up. This I thought was interesting. Nobody else seemed to notice this. Pooh picks up what many people think is like a whip, okay? And he starts whipping Christopher Robin with it. But I think it was Eeyore's tail. Like, Eeyore's tail, like, detaches from him, right? Isn't that a thing? If I'm not mistaken. I think it was Eeyore's tail. I think Pooh took Eeyore's tail and started whipping Christopher Robin with Eeyore's tail. And I thought that was fucking insane. Like, fuck yeah, dude. That's what, it's honestly, again, it's more brutal and not as fun as I'm making it sound. Because again, the movie's taking itself seriously. Like, there's, like, dark music playing in the background. Christopher Robin screaming like a madman, and Pooh's just whacking him with Eeyore's tail. And it's fucking insane, dude. So then the next scene that I remember, at least, the next important part is it's nighttime, and the hot chick is in the pool, which is the scene you're seeing here. Which, again, before this, there was a scene where the hot chick was, like, I don't know if she was, like, making a TikTok or something in her room. Like, she was doing something that no normal person would ever do. Like, maybe she was filming OnlyFans content. You don't fucking know. But then, like, she's in the pool, and, like, she's wearing this skimpy, like, her tits are halfway out. Like this director knew what kind of movie he was making. But she starts taking selfies, and, like, she's an Instagram model, bitch. Like, she's taking selfies, and she's scrolling through them, and then all of a sudden, Pooh's just in the background on one of the shots. That got some reactions in the audience. I'm just reporting the facts, man. I'm just reporting what I see. That the Pooh being in the background of her shot got some oohs from the audience at my screening. So good. So, like, that worked. That got some people. Now, again, if you're a horror fan, like, this ain't gonna do anything for you. But it's like, I'm just telling you what the casuals did. Like, this movie got reactions from the casuals. So then she starts looking around. Okay, she starts saying hello, blah, blah, blah. She gets out. Again, it's just an excuse to look at her body. That's what it is. Let's be fucking real. And then she's like, I'm not going to let it ruin my night. And then the dumb bitch gets back in the tub. She gets back in the tub, the hot tub. She gets back in and closes her eyes and leans back. After a man was in the background of her picture. Obviously it's Winnie the Pooh, but it's like, obviously, like, there was a creepy, according to you, there's a creepy man wearing a fucking bear mask watching you, and you just get back and lean back, and like that was stupid. That was stupid. But anyway, Pooh and Piglet fucking grab, like they and they grab her and gag her till she passes out, and then they pick her up, and this leads you to the best kill of the movie. I think, Pooh is in this car, and Piglet has tied her up, and Pooh Bear fucking drives forward. Piglet is stepping on her back to really make sure her head is getting under the tire. Pooh drives over her, and then he doesn't just drive over her, he drives the car on her head and then leaves it there, and just the tire starts compressing in on her face. Her eye pops out and there's fucking blood everywhere. It's really, it's not Terrifier levels of gore, but it's this, it went a little deeper than you would expect it would. So there you go. I said they did say it was going to be violent, so I was kind of expecting Terrifier levels of gore. It's certainly not that, but that was a good fucking kill, I thought. And again, when Pooh and Piglet are working together, that's when the movie is at its best. And I think that's unfortunately the last scene of it in the movie. And you only got 3 scenes of them working together and being on screen together. So that's kind of unfortunate. I would have kept Piglet around to the end, and we'll get to that. So then the next scene, they find their hot friend's body, and then there's 4 of them, and then they start screaming and shit, and then Pooh, get out's written in blood on their door, and then they start screaming. Pooh and Piglet come into the house, and they split up. Okay, Pooh chases the main character and her friend. I don't remember any of that sequence. Nothing happens. I think Pooh kind of looks at him, his ear twitches, and they kind of outmaneuver him a little bit. But Piglet chases the other non-named bitches into the pool room of the cabin. Okay, he has this big fucking hammer. He knocks one of them into the pool, and then he lays the other one out. And then the bitch in the pool's come get me, because he doesn't want her to kill her friend. So Piglet, this is his best scene in the movie, because he doesn't have much to do, unfortunately. This is Piglet's best scene. He enters the water, and he starts whacking the water with the hammer. The soundtrack in this scene is actually really good. It's again, way better than the movie deserved. So, and then the soundtrack's kicking, Piglet's getting closer and closer. He looks kind of dumb in the water, but it is what it is. And then he winds back and clocks the bitch in the face, and her head explodes when the hammer hits her. It's a pretty good kill. And then Piglet celebrates, and then and then he abducts the other one. They abduct the other, Piglet takes the other bitch. I guess they imply that Piglet has a fancy for people and he likes to eat them slowly or something. I don't know, but they chose that one to abduct. So Pooh and Piglet are leaving the house after Piglet clocks the bitch in the face, and that's his best moment. And then so there's 3. So there's 2 of them that Pooh failed to get, and then Piglet and Pooh are carrying the other bitch, and then they take her back to what I guess is their hideout, and then the other 2 bitches follow them, and then they find this fucking, they have a gun too, by the way, but they find this lady, they obviously, okay, what they did to get what they do to get their friend back is Pooh just kind of lays her down, and then they leave, and then the 2 bitches come and they get her. I don't fucking know. It again, doesn't make much sense, but whatever. So then the 3 of them are back together. They find Christopher Robin, they untie him, and then they immediately leave, because there's another fucking old bimbo inside that Piglet is apparently liking or something. I don't know. They said she has some kind of relationship with Piglet where he's eating her or something. I don't fucking know. But so they untie that bitch, and then she sees herself in the mirror, and she's like, Piglet will pay for what he's done to me. And so then she takes the gun and fires a shot, so Piglet will show up. So Piglet shows up. I mean, at this point you're going, what? Where's Pooh? Why isn't Pooh there? But Piglet's there. The gun jams, so of course Piglet lays her out and fucking eats her. So yeah, that doesn't go over well. And so then one of the bitches hides. Pooh shows up, and then he finds 2 of the main character and then her other friend. Pooh starts chasing them again, but the other person that was in the room and watched Piglet clock her with the fucking hammer, she gets Piglet's hammer, she comes out of nowhere, swings him, knocks him out, and then ties him up, and she's like, this is for my friend, blah, blah, blah. So then she whacks him 3 times with the hammer. Piglet falls over, and he's quote-unquote dead. That's all Piglet does in the movie. Now, I found his quote-unquote death very unconvincing, obviously because he's coming back in the sequel. We're not fucking stupid. Piglet will obviously be back in the sequel. He was all chained up and tied up, and the bitch lays him out, and that's the end of him in this movie. But unfortunately, we still got Pooh. Pooh shows up with a large fucking knife or sword or something. He picks the bitch up, stabs her in the throat. Not in the throat. He sticks the knife into her mouth and like almost does a Michael Myers like plunge into the wall. Like honestly, like we talked about how the Pooh actor kind of adds some subtleties to his performance to where he's kind of impersonating some other slashers. He did it with Bubba. He has some Myers-like moments, but then he's got the size presence of Jason Voorhees. So like he's got like Myers movement with Jason's size and brutality. And again, not like the Rob Zombie Myers, nothing like, I mean, Rob Zombie Myers had size as well, but it's like, you can tell like the woodsman look, he's clearly modeling himself after like part 2 Jason. Might even be a throwback with the costume and stuff. It's like, there's some Michael Myers like head turns combined with some Jason's brutality. You gotta, like, the guy, I think he did his homework. Again, I could be reading too much into it, but probably am because it's a fucking Winnie the Pooh movie, but you know, whatever. So the 2 bitches run, they find this group of Rob Zombie-like rednecks, okay, and then Pooh's just standing in the middle of the road, and then the Rob Zombie rednecks go over to Pooh, and they're like, you picking on these girls? You gonna be on the ground, not breathing here in a second, son. So then they start whacking Pooh in a scene that was kind of reminiscent of the Halloween Ends mob scene, but they can't even knock Pooh down. Like, they just whack him a bunch of times, and then as soon as Pooh starts fighting back, it's like over. He starts fucking... He like smacks one guy and his fucking skin flies off his face. And then he runs to the car and falls over and dies. He whacks another guy with a karate chop. His hand goes off. Like, Pooh just fucking beats the shit out of all these fucking morons. These Rob Zombie rednecks. And then they fucking like... I forget how he gets back on the truck. I don't know if they, like, hit him or something, but they're driving. Pooh gets on the back of the truck, okay, and then he jumps on it, the scene, kind of like Michael Myers in Halloween 4. And then here's the part where, this is the part that didn't make any sense regarding Pooh's strength. Like, you just saw Pooh karate chop through bone. He karate chopped through solid fucking bone. And then he's on the car punching the window, and it fucking doesn't instantly break and shatter. Like, well, I don't understand that. That doesn't make no fucking sense. Pooh, when Pooh should have one-shotted the fucking glass and then got through and got the girl in the passenger seat. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But he didn't. And then, like, I forget what, like, there's like a crash. Pooh grabs the main character's friend, and then he's like holding her, and like he's dragging her away, and then like the next shot is him holding up her head. That was pretty good. And then he throws the head at the car, and then like he's about, like, he grabs the main character. I think he grabs her, and then he's about to kill her, and then here comes Christopher Robin in for the save. He comes in with the save, and then he's like, fuck you, and he crashes the car into Pooh. So Pooh's now sandwiched between 2 fucking cars, okay? And it's like, oh yeah, he's dead. Sure, he's done. Predictably, he fucking, like, is not dead, and he ends up pushing the car back. Again, he pushes a car, but he can't break through the, whatever. So then he grabs the quote-unquote main bitch. He grabs the main bitch. Christopher Robin's laying there. He's like, take me instead. Take me. I'm the one you want. Don't punish her. Take me. And then Pooh just sits there. He lowers the knife. Okay, this is the best scene in the movie. Pooh, this is where the appearance worked. Like, Pooh looked really good in this lighting. Pooh then says, he's like, you left. It's a really, like, he's like, you left. And then he slits the bitch's throat. And then he just stands there and makes Christopher Robin watch her, like, die. And then Christopher Robin runs away through the woods. And then that's the movie. Then it's over. So Obviously, if Pooh fucking can survive being sandwiched between two cars, Piglet is not dead either. Piglet didn't get much to do. That's definitely a con. Pooh and Christopher Robin were like that was where the focus of the movie definitely should have been, because that's where it was at its strongest. He felt the most like an evil Winnie the Pooh when he was talking with Christopher Robin. That's when he felt like he was the most like Winnie the Pooh. And again, he only felt like Winnie, like it was finally starting to click at the very end when and then it just ended. Like Christopher Robin runs and then the movie just ends. It's over. It's over. No, so again, horrible. Like it's a bad movie. What do you want me to fucking say? Like that's the movie. It's pretty shit. It's pretty shit. The character work is fucking garbage at worst and fucking way below average at best. Like the Pooh and Christopher Robin stuff is the strongest character aspects of the movie, but again, they're hardly on screen together for one, and two, when they are, it takes you a long time to even like get to even buy into what they're selling. And then as soon as you like begin to buy into what they're selling, the movie's over. So overall, this is shit. But like this is, I thought, but like it is what it is. This was a first step. I do hope they make I do hope they make another one, and I do hope they continue to expand on the ideas that they're building with this public domain child horror storylines. Like, I think they could do, like, they could definitely, nothing they've ever produced will be, like, a cinematic masterpiece, obviously, but they could produce, like, a fucking, I don't know, a fucking stupid little child horror cinematic universe and have, like, 9 or 10 movies with this shit. It could be fucking cool. It could be cool, bro. It could be something different and unique and cool. It's like, you know, it's just, it's like, it's bad. Of course it's bad. Of course it's bad. But it's like, again, you go in knowing that. So, like, what do you want me to do? Come in and trash it and tell you how fucking shit it is? Like, there's actually more positives than I was expecting. The soundtrack is good, like I said. The guy who played Pooh definitely put some effort in. He's the best actor in the movie, and he doesn't say much. Everyone else is terrible. And then there's some neat kills. Don't go in expecting like a chuckle fest, but like, you know, this could be fun with some friends. Don't watch it by yourself. I don't think you should watch it by yourself. I'm very glad I watched this in the theater because they enhanced the experience. And again, it was probably a waste of money to see something garbage like this in the theater, but like like being in the theater around others enhanced my experience. So if you're with friends, but like, if you were both curious and with friends, throw back some drinks. It won't be like the best movie to get drunk to, but like throw back some drinks, give it one watch, and then see what you think. You can't go wrong with it. All right, lads, that's all I gotta say. It's a bad movie, but it is what it is. You go in knowing that. I'm getting the hell out of here. GG's.